All right, warriors, welcome back. Before we get started, let's do a breathing exercise. It's going to take 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis to breathe in deep, hold it, release together, and open our eyes to the facts. And doing it in ways where we still maintain the balance. You see, what makes this tribe so different is our interest, our genuine interest in understanding each other. And that's what empathy is, to be able to put ourselves in others' shoes and understand different points of view and be able to discuss with respectful cooperation the facts as they come to light. You see, what narcissists feed on is people's need to be right and relevant and have a battle. People are figuring this out, and it's why now studies that are coming out are being shared and immediately not so much accepted, but not even surprised, because the data was hidden for so damn long that it was presented at a time when the people would not go into panic, chaos, and protest. To not incite panic in the community is the number one goal for narcissists to be able to hide in plain sight. I'm going to give y'all some examples. We're going to go over some facts, but first let's do this badass breathing exercise. Let's take a badass walk on the beach. And let's now be able to, with new data, new facts, new shared information, that we're able to research it ourselves. Not only that, but have a better life experience and a better quality of life and people that we can actually associate with. Because you see, knowledge isn't shit until you put it into practice. When it becomes operating knowledge, this is when a lifestyle is born. 5 seconds, let's do this. Let's take a badass walk on the beach after. Release slowly. Yeah, all right. Shake that shit off, y'all. Shake it off. And look, thank y'all for visiting. There's a line down below this video, and there's products. The girls have done a phenomenal job in collaborating with different companies, whether it be through clothing lines like Ann Taylor, whether it be through different store lines like Academy and Sephora. Some of these like Ray-Ban and Oakley, Hurley, all these companies that have been able to reach out to us and saw fit to be able to have a collaboration that benefits you. They're already marked discounts on these products that were already pre-negotiated, and they're being passed forward to you. So what you see is that price line, and it's going to be below whatever it is that you think where you thought you could get it. So if you're already buying those, thank you. Thank you for participating. Be a part of that. And look, more than anything, be sure subscriptions. That's free. That costs you a thing. And let's tickle that algorithm a little. Hit that thumbs up. And look, let's go over some facts. Narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths are mostly dreamers. They're wannabe entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Help somebody with something, and then all of a sudden they're a business person, you know? They want to be rewarded as being fruitful without putting in the work, though. And they're the ones that talk genuinely a good talk, genuinely believe now in the spirit of all things. They, in their reality, believe themselves to be this music producer, general contractor, whatever it might be, service industry, and they also believe so much so in this shoulda, coulda, woulda, that they're putting everyone else down that has achieved because they're not listening to their advice. And of course, successful people don't listen to underachievers. They're entertainment. You see, because achievers know and fully understand the psyche and the underbelly of the narcissist, and they understand that all they need to do is make them feel like they're doing you a favor to do a job they're already getting paid to do. And the occasional attaboy will get you another 10% workflow production out of a narcissist. Out of a sociopath and psychopath now, you can get an additional 50% work out of your return on investment by just pissing them off. Because they're so angry, so focused in their work to ignore you and stewing that they actually perform better. Ironically, I want you to also understand this, because many of us have seen the evidence, but we've remained silent because the data points weren't there, but our eyes were seeing and our ears were hearing the truth. We weren't oblivious to it. We just knew the data wasn't available and there was a reason why, a narrative being pushed. You see, narcissists have done a fantastical job in hiding the truth, but it can't stay hid for long. This is a most recent article dated February 27th, 2024. Dr. Clive Bodie, Neuroscience News, and Anglia Ruskin University. Dr. Clive now, Bodie, I don't want to disrespect, came out with this study, and it's named The Prevalence of Female Psychopaths. The prevalence of female psychopaths. More common than you believe. I'm going to summarize it. In summary, it's believed that 6 men per 1 female are sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, borderline, mental disorder, let's just say. Ain't all up there, okay? 6-to-1 ratio, 6-to-1. That has been for the last 20 plus years of measuring mental illness in society. Keep this in mind. This also includes, because I want you to also take this into consideration. 99% of men that fought in war came back with a mental disorder. That also incorporated those numbers. So how, of course not, of course they're going to be skewed to a high degree. Now, get this. In this study, it's now been found that it's 1.2 to 1. Listen to me. I don't know where you get a 0.2 of a man, because now I'm saying it's 1 to 1. It's dead nuts, 50-50. This is food for thought. There are more men than there are women in prison and incarcerated. And this is why. The majority have accepted that men will suffer consequence, an ultimate consequence, immediate consequence. And one can argue, oh, there's early release, there's this, there's that. Nonetheless, though, they are caged up for the mass majority. That's why there's so many. There's over 790,000 incarcerated men in the United States alone. Now, that being said, the ratio in prisons versus female is so low. So what that means to me is this. The overwhelming population of people walking as free men and women, there are more men on the streets that are of normal mind and badasses, and there are more killers, psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists that have been getting away with it and unpunished and skirting consequence, because women don't lie. They're the weaker vessel. They're always right, and you must always believe them first. This reality is not something that I'm proud to announce. It's not something that I gotcha. No, this is for the balanced warrior among men and women. And this is going to be so important, because let me tell you, when it comes to the dating pool, because you know as well as I do, we love community. What we're tired of is the toxic ass narcissists amongst us. So this is what's important. As a dating pool becomes even smaller, it's even, and for most narcissists, even absent, because a harem closet is full of other narcissists, and they can't stand each other. So what they're faced with is this. They're trying to get you back on the hook, whether you're a man or a woman. Because let me tell you something. What makes narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths so dangerous is their chameleon style. What you need to understand is their style is, it doesn't matter. They're bi. It doesn't matter, man or woman. And this makes their dating pool even broader, because they don't have those standards or boundaries. They're laughable. And so they need to figure out how on earth are they going to be able to get you back, because when they released your ass back into the pond, you see, you were supposed to turn around and jump gas back on the hook or in the boat. And they underestimated you. You see, they went looking for you, and you ain't to be found. This is what's happening, because good people, balanced people, are seeking each other out, and they're self-teaching. They're observing and now not lying to themselves anymore. This is where narcissists trip up, because narcissists will continuously lie to themselves. And when you can do that, sin is not a sin anymore. You have no moral compass. With your balance, this is what you're avoiding. Another factoid is that by 2030, it's predicted that women of marrying age, 50% of them will be unmarried and childless, single and childless, or just single. Let's just leave out childless out of that. Let's just say single, because you can have single baby mamas, right? So let's just get that out of the equation. Let's just say that are going to be single. Out of that group, how many is it because of blind fury, totally getting themselves out of a dating pool because they don't know how to choose, and the hurt for catching the feels for the wrong one, it's just not worth suffering anymore. You see, we're going to know who the narcissists are by their actions. And this is what their actions are. And we can see it in Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And it reads, and this is out of the King James Version, and I looked up 37 different versions, and this one hit home the quickest. And it reads, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." Separating the weeds from the tares. We're going to be able to tell narcissists that are out and about us, and the reason why we need to be very, very real with this, because it's 1-to-1 ratio now. But the ones that are the most dangerous are still free in the streets. A high percentage of toxicity in the men are locked up. And let me tell you, truth talker, warrior women, you're a threat. You see, because you understand the playbook unlike no other. You've been dealing with narcissists since you were 14 and your boobs came in, and you know it. You've had badass experience by age 20. Oh, you know how to hand out a rejection. You see, the head start you have in dealing with manipulative men is a couple of decades, and by age 30, at least 2 decades of experience ahead of a man who's now just coming into his value. And it's why you have so many of those men being attacked. Because it's that inexperience that the narcissist is trying to tap into. That high-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit, that's their own kind. And it's why you hear about these men in the news. You know what I'm talking about. They lost half their shit and their minds. What's happening is, because of this knowledge now being shared on the interweb, men and women are getting educated on it. And you can't throw a diversion, which narcissists will try, and cause a gender bias, even in this video, because they can't maintain that respectful cooperation and dialogue and only addressing the facts. And when we can address the facts intelligently, that's more attractive, more delicious than the reprobate mind just standing in a position, deliberately trying to insult you, shame you, and provoke you. Because in their world of black and white, the facts mean nothing to narcissists, and the most majorest red flag, it's how they feel that matters. You see, they want you back on the hook. And you've come to terms with realizing that you will never dumb down. And only narcissists look at potential and look at it as precious. Your reputations precede you, both men and women. And what makes you a threat together is that no one can come between you and bring a wedge. No one can threaten, blackmail, extort. This is the very fiber of the nuclear family that narcissists are trying to destroy. It's a fight. It will always be a constant fight. Wake up. Look at me. Because you're not of this world. You're in it. And you made a choice to live right. And with that duty comes a struggle. But you know what's fun? Doing it with the right partner. The love in your hearts will see the balance that I shared with you today. And you will see why the struggle's real. And it's why there's an 80-20 rule. 80% of women chase 20% of the men, the top 20. It can be said already that the time of the end is near. As Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1 said clearly, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach," to take away the shame of not being married. Is that not already being done? Men and women? You see, there's a high group of women that are in relationships, and they call them relationships. And what they really are, they're situationships, because it's 7 women trying to attract 1 man. For how long? It's a situationship. You see, because to the man, they're spinning plates. They're playing the field. The top 20 can never be tied down. They got options. The 7 situationships, yeah, they're telling others they're in a relationship. They're trying to pee on that leg, the market, waiting for the moment that they will be the ones that change him, until it's timed out. And remember, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Now, I don't know if I'd pass that test, because I ain't had no woman of means just come sweep me off my feet and love bomb me and say, "Chico, I'm going to spoil you rotten. You're going to have a yahtzes. We're going to have some vacation houses. You're going to go scuba. Yeah, so I don't know. That temptatious, that kind of temptatious. But yeah, I do know the kind that try to throw themselves at you and say that you're the soulmate. I've had some say that I was their husband in a past life. I just don't remember. And I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I left that life. I must have hauled ass for my life. But see, limerence is a bitch, and narcissists exercise limerence and develop relationships with people they've never met or known, and carry on full on all the way to the discard, and will even spread rumors to others, make believe that they were in a relationship with you for years. All one-sided. In fact, most of you had no idea. Get this. Are you ready? Most of y'all had no idea you was in situationships. The girls tell me I've been in at least 20 a year. Well, here's the facts of the facts. What we need to understand is, you now know the truth. What you do with it is your thing. But understand, your eyes have not been lying to you. You've been seeing what I see. You just grab your popcorn. It's already here. You see, narcissists are getting their asses handed to them. And it's not fun when the rabbit finds the gun. It's never fun. You see, because that kind of ego death isn't just the one that was in your life. It's a vicious domino effect. You see, because when a narcissist is mortified, they can't make their rounds to maintain the lies. The different masks require maintenance. And when that routine is broke, the cat's out the bag. The fundify, it smells like ass, and ain't nobody want a part of it. And it's why for many narcissists, mortification is not something that they can recover from unless someone literally pulls them out of there and relocates them. For most narcissists, someone needs to invest in them to get back on their feet. You ever noticed? Were you that one? I bet you won't ever do that shit again. It's why we're going to go over some big mistakes, things that we need to never ignore again, things that we need to pay attention to. Big mistakes. And look, if y'all are wondering, y'all can find these on Amazon. And it's just a card game. It's called Big Mistakes, a dating game. Because I read them every now and again, just to keep us reminded. What you want to bet this end up in Tarot's hands? Keeps your gym membership because they regularly offer free pizza and bagels. Y'all have y'all seen folks that they'll go grocery shopping? Here in the States, when you go grocery shop, every now and again they set up these little kiosks where you can have tastes of different foods, and it's marketing, of course, to try. But I've seen folks pull up to them things like they're fixing to have a meal. They're just letting them know, keep making them. Keep. Especially if it's something that's real delicious, and they ain't even put the product in their buggy. It's just there for the meal. All things they really like to do are either immoral, illegal, or unhealthy. All the things they really like to do are either immoral, illegal, or unhealthy. You just can't make this shit up. Had to read it twice again. Has 300 pair of shoes in her closet. And not $1 in her wallet. Read your text messages when you aren't around. Wow. You know what I like? If you ever want to challenge a narcissist, or you got this gut feel, unlock your phone, face up, and leave it right there on the table. And dare them to do the same and swap and see if they're open to reading the texts, the DMs. You see, when narcissists start talking about loyalty, commitment, monogamous, that's when you pull that trump card. But you got to hold your ground. And it's do or die time, because at that moment you're also going to make a very serious decision, because the reaction is unforgettable. And just like I'm looking at you right now, you're not going to take eyes off them. And through peripheral vision, you're seeing the phone. You'll never forget. Just sharing. Demands to be spoiled, but it's cheap when it comes to treating you. Makes everything about them. Man, these got to be narc cards. It's hilarious. Likes their money where they can see it hanging in the closet. Constantly complains about their coworkers. They never learned how to tell time on an analog watch. Works from home and wants you not to. It's like they want to claim they got the lap of luxury, but they don't want to earn it. They don't want to do what it takes to get there. But they sure can't wait to reap the reward. And what makes these kinds so dangerous is marriage and relationships are their hustle. Think about it. Have you noticed a predator's number and their body count is always higher than the victim? See, narcissists know how to pick them. It's lack of experience or lack of knowledge that they seek. It's only those that are not aware of their surroundings that become the victim. But that gap is closing in tighter and tighter because we share the facts with diplomacy, balance, so as not to leave butthurt, but with more awareness. You see, those are our weapons. We don't run from the facts, especially after we've observed it, seen it with our own eyes, and experienced it first. Yeah, we're the ones going, finally? You really? How long have you known this? just came out with this study, February 27, 2024. Yeah, Neuroscience News. Yeah, I bet this was funded a long time ago. And whoever funded it authorized a release. Warriors, get out there and own it. You can't be bought, and you damn sure ain't nobody's bitch. Thank you for your support. Thanks for sharing these badass walks with me, and let's share a cookie. Let's see if this one got this right. Should have is a favorite phrase for those looking for excuses. Man, didn't that tie into it beautifully? Y'all get out there and own it. It's never goodbye, Warriors. It's always until next time.
The wastelands through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see